Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif. Still no Baka. Sorry, guys. I know we are not as amazing as Baka, probably because we don't have the facial hair to pull it off, but...
Yeah, but say if I had the beard, we'd be close.
Yeah, you gotta get that whole
I don't know, you'd have to have the hair
on.
too, and there's no way you're gonna have that, so...
I've got wigs.
Maybe
We're good.
if you wore the green
got a giant
Chia
red wig or
hair
something.
and then the beard, maybe we would be close.
Has to be green too. You gotta match.
The beard had to be green too?
Yeah.
If
yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Well...
Just let it all go
To
green.
go with it. So
Gotta
I
be
couldn't
green.
just like put on a different wig and make myself cool. Is that what
No,
you're
you
saying?
gotta go green. Yeah, you gotta go green. So
I've gotta
that
be
when-
green. Completely
yeah,
green.
So when you're streaming, it like disappears and part of your face disappears.
Ridiculous.
You're gonna look like one of those
Ridiculous.
Assassin's Creed glitches where you just see them mouth.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry. Just Baka will be back at some point. Just not this week again. So try not to miss him too much. Go watch old podcasts and remember fondly.
I'm not leaving, I promise. You're like, what the hell just
I know. I
happened?
was looking at it. I was like, well, I guess I could just keep talking. I guess this is fine if he leaves. Bye.
Yeah, look. You know, you got your things. I have mine. We're good. We're going blonde today.
That is a ridiculous wig, and I don't know why you have it, but I don't really need an explanation.
You do know why I have this. You do.
You probably
Because
told
3
me at
years
some
ago,
point.
4 years ago, I dressed up as Bret Michaels on stream while I
That
was
was 3 or 4
for
years
Halloween.
ago. That's why I don't remember. Why
yeah.
did you
Barely
just been like
remember
living
last
next
week
to your
today.
desk for 3 years? Or do you just wear it sometimes for fun?
No, I actually streamed the other night with it on for, or not the other night, but like, I don't know, last week sometime. It was me and Mike and a few others. We all had these on and soccer shirts and we were playing FIFA.
Okay then. You
All
know, I think
Everybody
I'm
is their own person, and you are beautiful in your own way, Oak.
That's right. But I have it easier than anybody else when it comes to putting a wig on. I don't have to hide my hair underneath, you know?
Well, to be fair, if anybody wants to do that, they can just shave their head and just wear wigs regularly.
Yeah, but people aren't going to do that,
Yeah.
you know?
Not if they don't have to.
Though it is a good look. It's very nice and shiny.
okay.
You need to polish. a
Hair
little.
care
All right.
aside, what have we been playing this week, fellas?
Games.
Fucked it up.
You didn't say it.
Yes!
You didn't say what games have you been playing.
I'm just gonna be over here. You guys go ahead.
You're no fun, you know?
Yeah, come on now. Gotta keep you on your toes. I've played some Sea of Thieves this week.
We all
I
did.
did too. I was
Yeah.
there.
We all did.
Yes. Yes.
Why don't we hold the Sea of Thieves until afterwards? It's obvious we played Sea of Thieves, and then we can discuss what we did.
Yeah, because the whole update and whatnot. I also
Yeah.
played some Shadow of War yesterday. Not much about it. The orcs are bastards. Sometimes you get overwhelmed. I don't know. I had the guy who killed me, who I killed later, came back and ambushed me, and then I died to him again. That shit is irritating. Those bastards are annoying.
You die again. You die again!
Yeah, you just keep dying.
Repeatedly.
And I played some Darwin Project. Oh, and Detroit Become Human.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we'll have to talk about that. That's
We can't talk too much about it. The game is good. Play it. That's
Yeah,
all
I don't
I'm
want to
going
give any
say.
spoilers. If you are not gonna play it, or you are already played it and want to see somebody else's playthrough, I'm putting them up on YouTube. But let me tell you, no, this is not necessarily a spoiler, but I think one of the highlights so far is watching Connor be bitch slapped. I love him, but it was worth it. It's worth it.
Now, is that based on a decision you made, or is that just everybody gets to see that?
No, that's one specific thing that happens, and it wasn't even my playthrough; it was my sister's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She hit the wrong button.
Yep.
She hit the wrong button
But it was
twice.
kind of worth it, though. It was
No,
kind.
it wasn't.
That one
It was not worth it at all. Not at all.
Maybe not for you.
No, not for anybody. She didn't even want that.
It's right button. Get good.
I will
You don't
say,
want it? You get good.
though. She's playing because there's a difficulty setting like almost every game has, and I didn't really know why there was one for this game. But watching her play it versus mine, because she's playing on casual, because she just wanted to experience the story, which is fine.
So am I.
Yeah,
Record.
Chicken
I'm
is
just
too. Like
playing
that's a
casual.
legit thing to do. But I'm playing on whatever the normal setting is.
Experienced.
Yeah, experienced. because I was like, well, you know, whatever. I know how to play games. It's fine. It should be fine. I picked it because
I know how to play
I
games
was under
too.
stress. Okay, I was recording videos. I didn't want to like be like, oh, I'll just take the easy way out. It's the
Fuck
video.
that shit, you just gotta own that shit. I just played casual because I just wanted to enjoy the story. There are less chances for you to die, and I chose that route because of how weird some of the answers are. Like, you're like, oh, that seems good, and then you realize that you shot somebody. It's like, oh god, I just wanted to say hi. How the hell did that end up shooting
That
him?
is every choice game. I actually mentioned that. I recorded a couple of videos before the podcast today, and that's one of the things that I mentioned. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe how many times in choice games I will pick something that seems benign, and all of a sudden I'm calling somebody ugly or something like that. I'm like, that's not what I thought you were gonna say. I didn't mean to be rude. God. I picked an option
annoying.
that unless
it just
it
goes back
you...
to the fact that it's all about, like, when you look at somebody's text message, you can't really tell. That's why LOL gets overused.
Yeah.
When people do stuff, because there's no sarcasm button. You know, there
/S.
needs...
I mean, that's the best you can do. /S.
There you go.
I don't know. Detroit's been really fun though. And Chicken's had fun with it too. Like, we play, like, he'll play for a while and get ahead of me, and then I'll play, but I'm recording, so after every episode, I stop and go talk to him about what happened and come back for the next one.
Yep. And then we sit there and watch our sister play.
Yeah. Watching her play, like, last night something happened that didn't happen to either one of us, and both of us were immediately like,
yeah,
like the
we
instant
had
jaw drop. Oh my god, what just went down? Because this didn't happen for us at all. Everybody's playthrough is a little different.
That's good though.
So
that's good.
I don't know.
I like the fact that you can, because what that does is it creates replayability, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So you can go
I'm
back
already
through
ready to I want to get through my Let's Play.
And you got a tree, right? A tree that shows you things that didn't happen because you chose the way you did.
Well, you don't get to see. It's just grayed out. You just get to see that there are other options.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You got a tree to show that there's something there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So
let me tell you, I will definitely.
It's like, why are there 72 over here on the top, and there were 5 that I chose on the bottom? Maybe I should have gone to the top.
I was super proud of myself. I hit my first chapter where I went through all of the blocks and got everything.
Oh, that's
everybody
cool.
did that one on that level. Because you were like,
achievement?
that's the level that I did that at. And we're like, yeah, everybody did that.
Oh, shut up. Don't ruin my moment here.
It's our moment. We all
It's really good, though. Detroit's been surprisingly, like, I expected a good story, but I think I expected, like, here, and I'm getting up here. So, if you're not watching the video, it's better than I expected. There's for the audio people. Check it. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail your talking. Go ahead.
What talking?
You were the one that was talking about
you were the one that was telling us
what
what games you were playing. And then
that
was it. That's why I left it at Detroit Become Human and moved on from it. I haven't put in a lot of time into a lot of the games. I've been kind of jumping around.
Yeah, he's been game hopping a lot.
Game hopping, yes.
So, I finished Far Cry 5. Let me tell you, that ending left me with more questions than answers, and I don't hate it. Like, I thought, from what I had heard people saying, was like, oh, the ending was garbage, blah, I didn't like it at all, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, it's not
you don't love it, but you don't hate it.
It's not the most realistic ending I've ever seen in any game ever. However, I appreciated the direction that you took with it. And I want to know, because Ubisoft's games are all supposed to be, theoretically, are rumored to be in one universe. It's all one timeline. So Assassin's Creed is happening in the same timeline as Watch Dogs and Far Cry and all of this stuff. And I really want to know what this means for the future of Ubisoft's timeline. Like, the games that come out beyond the whatever time Far Cry 5 takes place in.
I got you.
So,
be interested to see.
Also, cheeseburger is the best.
Cheeseburger is the best.
You cannot have a better game companion than a giant bear that wears a collar that has cheeseburgers on it, and his name is Cheeseburger. You just can't do better than that. Nobody will ever top that. Cheeseburger for life.
Are you kind of glad to be done with it, though, since you had to play through it twice, basically?
No, actually. Like, as soon as I was done with it, I'm like, okay, this means I can start it up. Like, in my mind, I'm going, this means I can start it up and play, like, randomly when I want to, instead of having to worry about, like, well, I don't want to, you know, start a story checkpoint or something, so I can't just go and run around in the world and play, because I can't reset it. So no, actually, it's not that I'm like, yay, it's over. I'm like, yay, I get to go play it as I want now. Like, I want to do some more of the side quests. I want to see what some of the stuff is. There's a lot of the map that I didn't actually get to go through and explore yet, and I want to. Because these people, like, I gotta say, this is probably the most alive open world Ubisoft that I've played with recently. But that is, I haven't played Watch Dogs 2, so I can't speak on that. Watch Dogs 1 did a pretty good job of that feeling like the people were real thing. But this one really feels like you walk past NPCs and they're having conversations, or the ones that talk to you. Like, sometimes it's a bit over the top when they're crazy, but there's some crazy things. It's definitely worth picking up. I really liked it, so.
That's good.
Yeah, that's going up on YouTube as well. Sorry, it's been a little slow. Work's been really fast, so. Sorry.
Busy times at work. Woo!
What about you, Oak? What have you been doing?
I have actually didn't get to game that much because of work, other than Sea of Thieves, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But with the exception of this morning, because I had purchased some games for my daughter the other day, for her Switch. And she wasn't here this morning. She went with her grandma places. So I was like, let me go ahead and pick up the Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze game that they came out on Wii U that's now switched over to Switch. Wow. Like, I loved Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country 2. Those were two of my favorite games from the old SNES days. But this game, like, it's cool because they've got, you know how, I don't know if you've ever seen the games, because I know that you're not a platformer, Grif, but are you, Chicken, at all?
Who, me? Yeah, I love platformers.
All right, did you ever play the Donkey Kong Country games?
Yeah.
Okay, you know, you pick up a barrel and you throw the barrel, and then you've got Diddy's on the inside, right?
Yeah.
All right, so or Diddy is on the inside. In this one, you'll throw it, and when you throw it, it's going to be there's initials on the outside to let you know who's inside, and each one of them is a family member of Donkey Kong, and they've got different things that they allow you to be able to do. So, for instance, Cranky Kong, he's got which is the original Donkey Kong, by the way. There's you a bit of trivia. That is the original Donkey Kong from the when Mario was just known as Jumpman, and then he was trying to rescue Pauline, who was just known as the Lady. That is the original Donkey Kong. But he has like a cane, kind of like Scrooge McDuck and DuckTales. But you have to, it's like you jump up in the air and you hit the button again and he bounces and you kind of bounce high or whatever. So you can get over areas that have like spikes that are shooting up and things. So you can get over those type of areas without having to use necessarily the platforming part of it. You have another one that's got like a ponytail that spins. So it's kind of like a helicopter.
Okay.
So you can jump up and it's like, whatever.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's strange stuff, but it's fun gameplay. The premise behind the game is it looked like it was Donkey Kong's birthday is the only thing I could figure, because it was a cake with a banana on it and a candle in the middle of it at the very beginning.
Banana, you say? Sounds like Sea of Thieves to me.
Right. And the big bad shows up and he's like all got frozen ships and things that are out in the water, and he blows his horn, and when he does, it freezes the island that the Donkey Kong and them are normally on, and it blows him away from his island. And since it blows him away from his island, now you're trying to get back to the island, and it shows him, his ship flies evidently, and the ship comes out of the water and lands on top of the mountain on top of Donkey Kong's island, and it's all frozen around there. Hence the name of the game. Because I was thinking to myself, I was like, why is this thing, like, because I always thought the footage I've seen, it wasn't frozen. Why is this a thing? And now I know. So, but so far it's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. You get to fight penguins, which always makes me happy because the penguins are kind of cute, and they like shoot fish at you. They look like bow and arrows, but they're shooting.
So you want to beat them up?
In this game, yes,
penguins?
they're not nice penguins.
Kill everything.
They're not nice penguins, so why not? But that's basically it. That's all I've been really playing. So. I've enjoyed that. So, Sea of Thieves, folks. Sea of Thieves.
There's a big fish.
What about it?
There's a big fish.
Oh yeah, that thing. That big fish thing.
big giant fish.
Chicken's acting like, oh, I'm all cool. I don't care. Whatever. You're gonna talk for like 20 minutes about it. Go.
Hey, I've killed it twice.
I know. I was there for both.
For the first time. Were you there for both of them?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
she was.
Damn.
Bam.
I wasn't, because I had to do other stuff on Wednesday night, so I wasn't.
Talk to me like you know something.
I know something. I knew how to solve the riddles.
We figured it out. We all figured out the riddles. Thank you very much.
I just drove the boat.
All right. So the it's only going to be live for another week.
Mm-hmm.
The whole campaign. So if you don't get your shit in, you better get it done this week, and it's probably going to be a whole lot more difficult.
It goes away forever? Or...
Yes.
The campaign part does.
Yes, the campaign part.
The fish does not.
No.
Oh, okay. Wait, is it going to be in the same place, or?
No, it's going to be
It's going to be like the Kraken.
Yeah, where it's going to spawn up. And I also learned that the Kraken only spawns on galleons, which is probably the rule that the Megalodon will do too. It'll only spawn on galleons. Because it's unfair if you get caught in a Kraken fight with a sloop. Like, you're just...
It's just too
I've always thought that. I've always thought it was only galleons.
It's confirmed. Galleons are the only ones that are the big fish in the sea that get attacked. But you can go to Merrick and start the quest. He'll give you a speaking trumpet, which is pretty fun to use. Yell at people with your speaking trumpet. Hey, bitch!
Yeah. I like that it changes your voice, too. Like, it sounds like you're actually yelling through a megaphone.
Yeah, that's
because we tried it out on stream, and Chicken's like yelling at us, and like he's like a foot away from me in the game. And he's yelling at me through it, and it changes the voice. It's pretty cool.
But yeah, you solve the 3 riddles, or I won't do any spoilers in case you want to do it yourself. It's not that complicated. It's pretty easy solve. You just got to remember. If
our group can figure it out, yours probably can too.
You just got to remember some of the signs and things from the outposts and whatnot. But once you get through all of that, you come back to Merrick and you get a drum. The speaking trumpet and the drum skins are limited. You can only get them during the event. Once they go away, you'll have to buy your own speaking trumpet.
I think the shark tattoos too.
Shark tattoos and the Megalodon helm thing for the front of the ship. Those 4 things. Once the campaign is over, gone. That's it.
Oh.
Can't get those anymore.
Good thing we have them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got to make sure. Then you have to get 5 people, at least 5 people, all wearing the shark tattoos to play the drum at a specific place, and the Megalodon comes out and you get into a fight with it. Now, this thing is no joke either. Like, that thing makes the Kraken look like a wimp. Looks like a bunch of wet noodles flopping out of the sea. The fight's crazy. This is definitely what they needed, and what they said is this is a small patch, medium, because this team had the shortest lead time to release it, so they haven't been working on it for super long.
Right.
So I'm super excited to see what comes out next, which they will be talking about at E3. They will be showing off.
Do you think we're going to get something released right after E3? Because I mean that's kind of the rumor that's going around right now, and I'm not really sure if. If
I had to guess, it'd probably be in July.
Okay.
Just
a month
so
later.
So that they can kind of give enough lead time so that the team can kind of finish up. Because this next one is going to be the Cursed Sails. Mm-hmm. Now, another new AI threat and a new ship.
Which, I imagine that's what we're going to talk about. It's the ship, which is rumored to be a 6-person, right? And they're calling it a man of war, I think, or something like that.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, 6-person would be awesome. The only thing I have a problem with...
I think they might go 3-person, too. They might try to fit in something between the sloop and the galleon. So
that's a possibility.
Keep the crews small. Because, I mean, seriously, 6 people versus 1, that's unfair.
Yeah, I think that's where I would have a problem is if you're on a server and you're a sloop and you see one of those big jokers going around and... they just, feel Billy Badass because they outnumber you.
They've got to be slow or something, right? I mean, there's got to be a disadvantage to having the giant ship.
I'm still feeling a 3-person with 2 sails and 2 cannons on each side. I'm still feeling that. It'll give you, a 3-person thing where you can kind of play with your smaller group. It's not quite as big as a galleon, but it's not quite as small as a sloop. Sloop still has speed on its side. You can go against the wind.
Kind of like a sloop plus.
Yeah, it's
Sloop plus. Yes.
a 2-person sloop can handle anybody. Like I give that thing a lot of credit because the mobility and the way you can, go against the wind and control it, you're good. You're good. You can control.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing. If they had, because all they have to do is the annoying part of a sloop is the fact that you only have one cannon on one side and one cannon on the other side. That's the annoying part of a sloop.
Yes. But
so
I think sloops are in a good place. Galleons are in a pretty good place. Galleon to galleon fighting is pretty even. Galleon to sloop fighting is pretty fucking difficult. The sloops are so small and maneuverable. It's hard to keep angle on them or hit them, and they're hard to sink and things like that, which is good. So I'm feeling a 3-person for the Forsaken.
I can see that.
Curse sales.
Maybe it'll be both.
Forsaken Shore.
Yeah,
Forsaken Shores afterwards.
I actually wouldn't have a problem with a 6-man and a 3-man.
Well, they said they're only releasing one ship.
I know. I'm just saying if I don't have a problem with either one, but I'm saying if they were going to put them on a server, I wouldn't have a problem if I had a 3-man sloop. That's as low as you could get on a server.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Where galleon, you can only have one. That type of thing. They do need to redo the servers if they're going to put a 1-man sloop, and it's got to be. You've got to give the sloop an advantage if you're going to put a 6-man out there. You've got to give a sloop an advantage of some sort.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because that's brutal. I mean, that's brutal. And the same thing too. Even then, if you're fighting a 4-man galleon and 6-man, let's say you've got it's our crew, like our whole crew that normally runs in and out, and we did 6. And we were going up against a galleon, there is no way, unless it's the French. I don't know why they have good sailors, but unless it's the French.
I don't even think the French could take down, because 2 extra people on a bigger ship. Oh man.
Because you've got a couple that are going to be running the sails, one to be steering the ship. Everybody else is on a cannon.
Yeah. But that's all hypothetical. We will find out more in 2 weeks. I think it is. E3, 2 weeks, Tuesday through Thursday.
Is right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and they said they're going to show it off, show off a little bit of the goodies that they got behind the door. But also, they are releasing next week, or this week, Tuesday. They will be starting the weekly events. So there will be something to do different every week in Sea of Thieves. The first one, I think they're going to do something funny. It's going to be the thrones. There's going to be random pirate thrones all around, and they'll be in very hard to get places, and you'll have to figure out how to get to them.
Huh.
That'd be fun.
Like, you're gonna have to figure out how to climb up there, or you're gonna have to figure out the cannon angle to shoot yourself up there and try to land, and I don't know, just simple things to try to keep your interest while you're playing the game. Because this is good, but it still doesn't add something new to do. It's just another threat that you got to be careful for.
Okay.
And see, I'm hoping that the curse sells when they do that, when it adds more to the game, because total gameplay was 2 hours.
Yeah.
That they added in this last one. I want, if you're gonna give me a campaign, make it to where I've got to log in 2 days at least.
Yeah, not 3 hours and finish it all.
Yeah, and be able to finish the whole thing. And guys, I appreciate everybody that goes out there and posts how to help people get from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. But on the day of, please stop. Give everybody a couple of days. Because what would happen is, part of the fun to me is the journey itself, right? I don't want to turn around and just go, all right, I need to go to this island, grab these 2 items, and then go to the thing, and this is what I do. Instead, I want to figure it out. I want to figure out how things work, and being able to I need to go from here to an outpost, and then from the outpost I need to go from here. Follow that little journey. Take the time to play the game. This is the reason that you bitched about the game in the first place, is because you grinded through it. It made yourself a pirate legend, and then you got nothing. I got nothing to do now. Da, 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 da. Like, if you had just played the game and just had fun instead of doing this, it's like, I mean, granted, you can play the game how you want, but don't bitch about it because you went through all the content quicker than it's intended.
Right. Yeah, that stuff just kills me, man. Like, oh, this game is so boring. There's nothing to do. Okay, new content comes out. What's the answers to this? I go here, 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 here. Okay, cool. Let's just take care of this real quick. All right, I'm done with it. That was boring. Motherfucker, you didn't even do it. You just ran from point A to point B and didn't even care about anything in between.
And we got our flags now. They got the flags that are up at the top. And if you bought the shark flag, which I have the shark flag, I got it up at the top. Yes. So those are supposedly, there's a group of people that are doing color coding on that. So
yes,
if anybody can agree.
I've been working with it a little bit. Like if I'm playing, I played by myself and I put up the yellow flag, which is basically I'm friendly, but I'm playing by myself, so don't bother me. Mm-hmm. Which I had a sloop kind of roll up on me as I was leaving, like getting ready to leave the island. And seriously, he came right at me. I passed right by him, and he parked at the island, and I just kept going. So it's like, all right, cool, bro.
Just abide by what your flag is, man. And and it's I've seen so many of the Jolly Rogers up. And the ones I've seen 2 or 3 Jolly Rogers, and I'm not kidding. 2 of them were galleons. They didn't touch us on a sloop.
Oh wow!
But the sloop that had it on there went after us, and I was like, okay, so those guys that went by the first time just did it because they wanted to be pirates and have the black flags. Or
they're abiding by the sloop code too. Galleons don't attack sloops because it's just you're griefing a smaller party of players. But sloop to sloop.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but he was up there. We were prepared for him. He made a bad mistake. So I just it's great. I love the fact they're expanding more into the game. I'm interested to see what ends up happening at E3, what they announce for us. But I want to fight the shark again.
Well, I'm sure you will, but I don't want to fight it. Okay, so you have to have 5 people to spawn it. When you're on a galleon by yourself and you only have 4 people, and that motherfucker comes out of the water, and you hear that music going, shit, I know that noise anywhere. And then you get hit from behind, and 3 people get flown off, and your ship is sinking. You're like, well, fuck. That is not what I wanted to do.
It was absolutely one of the most ridiculously violent things in the game I've ever seen, and it was fantastic. Like, the first time I saw the Kraken, I panicked a little. Because it's like, I didn't know what to expect. But then I was like, oh, I got this, shoot there, da-da-da-da-da. Next time you see him, it's like, okay. The last time that I dealt with the Kraken, which was with y'all, it was probably the hardest fight that we had with the Kraken. But it wasn't...
You grabbed 3 people, I think.
And it was... So it's like they upped its game a little bit. But they're really going to have to make it worth fighting the Kraken now. Because if that thing comes up, if you got the Megalodon shark thing, whatever you want to call it, comes out, it's going to be ridiculous.
Yes.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I've still never seen the Kraken, like in person. I haven't been in game with it yet.
I gotcha.
So far.
I find the most interesting part of the Megalodon fight is when it actually hits your ship. Like, your ship bounces. Like, it almost looks like it's going to fucking capsize and bounces away. I'm like, holy shit. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That's some good technology right there. Because I didn't think that your ship could, bounce around like that. I thought it was kind of heavier placed in the map, but no. That Megalodon will just bounce your ass around. And if you're not in a good position, you go flying. Yeah,
you go flying off. It damages you with the hit. Mm-hmm. But now if you're under, you'll still get the damage. I think, didn't you get damaged underneath, or Red did? One of them.
Hit on the side or if you're on the side that he hits, you take damage from it.
Yep. Chicken was good. He helped out a couple of sloops. He was going over there to keep them from sinking, so we could all stay afloat to try to do that. And then I got knocked off 3 times, and that thing coming at you while you're in the water is scarier than I.
Good thing you're in the ocean. They can't tell if you peed yourself.
I was like, oh, right. I was like, good God. And my favorite part of the whole thing, though, had to be the fact that, like, when we went through it the first time, we had 1 galleon, 2 sloops. Actually, it was 1 galleon, 1 sloop, but we had a person from a sloop on ours that we had picked up, and she got knocked off, died, and came back.
Yeah.
to where we were with her sloop. And it was... But at the very end, we all end up back to where you in that particular mission the campaign and we're all standing on the beach, and we got a nice picture made and of everybody that worked on it, and it was like, this is what this game is for. It's the social aspect. At the end of the day, like, Chicken's always been very good, and a lot of people have been always very good. If after a really hard fought battle, we're fighting everybody and everybody's sinking, or one person sinking, whatever, it was, one of those great job guys, whatever. You still get your assholes every once in a while, but for the most part, this is what you get. Now, I did have, I was playing with No Pants the other night, and it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and 2 pirate legends are on the Sea of the Ship of the Dam with me, and I'm like, hey guys, how you doing? Da, 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 just trying to talk to them, and all I got was typed peasant.
Damn.
Oh.
I'm like,
Okay.
Really?
Okay, then.
Really?
You should have been like, sorry, I've got a family, I've got a job, I have friends, I have a life.
Peasant.
Wow.
Damn.
So polite. It's
Right?
good to meet such nice people.
Peasant. This peasant's gonna whoop your ass if I find you out there.
Call me a peasant.
Seriously, that's what I would do. I'd whoop their ass. I mean, come on, we already killed pirate legends. They came and attacked us several times.
Well, my
we
thought
sank their ass.
as I told No Pants, I said, here's the thing. They're in the same place I am. I'm one person out of my crew. Now, granted, we only have 2 people on the ship, but there's one person out of my crew. There's 2 of you on a pirated ship, and you're both legends, and you're both dead. So either you got blown up, or you're fighting a skull fort, and you suck.
Damn.
I mean,
Wow.
jeez. Not everybody has
polite.
that much time.
Yeah.
Oh, craziness.
You guys want to talk about some news?
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it.
We don't have a whole, I mean, it's not like super news week, but we are coming up to E3, so I imagine.
Well, we just talked about the Hungry Deep, which kind of is
Nom,
part
nom,
of our
nom.
news.
Yeah, so that's good. We can talk big news first.
Big news.
Big news. I'm
Small
probably the
news.
only one in this group that cares that much about this bit, but they announced the real Pokemon games for the Switch, the actual entries into the main game onto the Switch, which is Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee. It's 2 different versions, like Red and Blue and things like that. But I understand why they're going this route, but I am not entirely excited because it doesn't. The catching and everything, what they've shown, just looks really weird compared to what has been in the past. But what the arguments are is that they're trying to create a bridge, a friendly way to make it so that people who still play Pokemon Go, which there's a huge community, can enter into the main series. Yeah, and this shares a lot of the same play styles into this, and it's kind of like the bridge game to bring those casual Pokemon players into the
Real Pokemon.
Yeah. So it's okay. It's a good business tactic. I don't know if I'm going to be super into it, but I'm probably going to buy it. I want the little Pokemon Wii thing, the little Pokeball.
I have a Pokemon shirt on right now. You didn't even notice.
You do.
Red gave it to me. So a real Pokemon fan gave it to me. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, it also has co-op, which is super fucking weird.
So you can play
I like the idea of that, though.
Yeah, like basically you hand him the controller, he shakes it, and then another person pops up and you can play together.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
then. I mean, sure. Why not? Is that weird? Do you think that's bad idea?
I think it's weird. I'm not going to say anything in here is a bad idea. I'm going to say that it's different. It is very different. I do not like that there are no HMs or things like that, like the hidden machines, cut and surf and fly and things like that to get yourself around. But there are none of those, which I think they removed in the last series of games, which makes it more accessible again, but just different. I will probably get it and play it. Probably stream it.
Being a person that's not a Pokemon person, but I was a Pokemon Go person, right? I like this in the fact that they're trying to bridge the two together. Yeah. I don't disagree with the fact that's not what you're used to, need to change, but I do like the fact they're using their technology built into their Joy-Cons to be able to do it. And to be fair, we should have gotten this with the Wii, and this wouldn't be that big of a deal. To be able to, when the original Wii, when it originally came out, to have that same type of motion, to be able to do something like that, I think would have been fine. But I'll be interested to see how it goes. I'll probably buy it for my daughter because she's used to that motion with from Pokemon Go.
Yeah, throw the Pokeballs and things like that. Make sure you get her the little Pokeball too, so that she can pretend like she's throwing it.
Oh God, it'll end up in my television. Is what's gonna happen.
Well, it's supposed to be soft and squishy, so if you throw it, it doesn't break anything.
Oh, okay.
There you go. What a smart plan.
And it kind of like
the dog will have it eaten within a week.
Oh, yeah, you're in trouble if you let the dog get it.
Ooh, it's a ball.
This guy has a pretty good way to point it. It's a bit misleading to describe these as the core RPGs. There's another game that they're talking about too. Game Freaks themselves say that they're separate from the core RPGs. Personally, I like the idea of returning to Kanto, but I really don't think I'm the target audience for it. I guess of lighthearted, enjoyable, nostalgic romp. It's simple, but that's kind of what they want to do to be able to bridge people into a mainline Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's coming out this year, which shocks everybody right there. Like, they did not expect it this year.
But I like that it's coming out as quick as it is. Nintendo's doing a great job of that, kind of keeping things under wraps, not really letting us know when things are going to do it until, they've been officially announced stuff. I do want... I want to see more footage of it, but here's the thing, too. For those diehard Pokemon fans that are out there that are going to hate this, if this doesn't succeed, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have the Pokemon game you want because they're going to go back to it because they're going to go, this doesn't sell. This is one of our biggest franchises. It's the same thing they've done with, other franchises of theirs they'll do. Like, I would not be surprised if we end up with a new Star Fox or something because of what ended up happening with the last one. So,
to be 100% honest, I don't think a Pokemon game has ever, failed. All Pokemon games, as far as I can tell, have always succeeded.
So they're,
whether you're a hardcore fan or a softcore fan or casual fan, you can get into any of the Pokemon games. Like, there are people that shiny hunt. There's a huge community, like speedrunners. It's a subset of the Pokemon players where they just shiny hunt, and it is what they do. And there's a huge community around that, and they will play it regardless. Like, Pokemon fans will play the next game regardless. They'll buy it, they'll play it probably forever until the next one comes out. So it will succeed. Now, how much it gets talked about after it succeeds is where the real discussion will happen.
Right. Well, and I think it's going to matter what the reviews are by the end of it because they're not used to having bad reviews.
Yeah.
Think about Nintendo games when they come out. They don't have bad reviews usually.
Yeah, Nintendo games don't get bad reviews
because they're 9
pretty
10s.
Safe.
I mean, you think Zelda this past year, Mario when it came out, both of those got 10s depending on who's you were listening to.
ARMS wasn't even that popular, and it got a pretty decent review too. So,
yeah.
I mean, Nintendo just knows how to sell games. And the other game they're coming out with is Pokemon Quest.
That one's already out, right?
Yeah, that one's
free
really
to download. That's the free to download one, right?
Yeah, it's
Farmville
Pokemon.
Yeah, that's like that with a little Minecraft looking characters. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
Looking.
Yeah, definitely. And also there will be an additional core RPG Pokemon game coming out second half of next year.
Okay.
So, unannounced. They have not said anything about that one.
Unannounced, but we know.
So we're looking at 4 games.
Yes, 4.
That's pretty impressive.
Actually, 5 games, because whenever they announce a core one, there's always 2 versions of it.
Oh, fair enough.
So 5 games in the next year.
You gotta be so complicated.
It's not complicated. Every Pokemon game has 2 versions.
Why is that? Like, what's the difference between those? Because, I'm not a Pokemon guy. Why?
Your starting place, and they make it so that there's 151 Pokemon.
Right.
You can only get some of them in this one, and some of them in this one, and then you have to trade if you want to collect all of them.
Fair enough.
Because I had Pokemon Red, and in that game there was 120 of them, and in Pokemon Blue there's 120 of them, and you have to trade to get all 150.
Interesting.
In the news of announcements, Bethesda announced something after a terrible PR stunt that took way too fucking long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody at that point was like, yeah, that's way too fucking long.
It was
dudes.
like a 24-hour stream for a game. Yeah, of nothing for a game announcement. I mean, I guess people are going to pour over the stream content and see if there's anything that might give you hints as to what the game's going to be about, which I assume they'll talk about more at their Bethesda E3.
And it'll be coming out this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which
more than likely.
It's Fallout 76 is what they announced. We're all vaults now. 10 points for you if you get it. Okay. But there's controversy over what it's going to be like. It's not, from what people are saying, from leaked information and such, it's not your hardcore RPG like Fallout's been before, but it's going to be more like a survival game, like a build and survive thing. And there's also speculation that it's going to be MMO or MMO-like. So.
Online multiplayer. Not massive, not MMO. It'll be online multiplayer style like Rust or Ark or DayZ.
Which I'm not interested in. If that's how we're going to go with Fallout, I'm out.
But it's an experimental entry. It's probably not part of the main thing. They're trying.
I don't think so either.
Well,
I think they're just doing something.
They're time jumping with it because this theoretically would be set, I think, before Fallout 2.
This is this is set before any of the other ones ever by a long shot.
One other one that had events that happened prior to it.
No, this one takes place 25 years after the Great War,
where everything else is like 200 years, right?
Yeah, everything else is like 200.
Fallout 4 is 200 years later, but the other ones are not.
The other ones are close to.
It's close, but it's not. Fallout 4 is like the farthest in the timeline.
Yes. We can check that real quick because I know that most of them are at least 150 to 250 years.
Well, yeah, because you've already had the events. By the time you get to Fallout 4, you've already had the events that happened in Fallout 3, and the stuff that happened in Fallout 2 for sure. New Vegas is in its own weird soup somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. So the Great War. I'm looking at the list. The Great War was in like 2078, and nothing else happens until 2162. So there's like 150 years, 100 years or so between the two, and then all the other games happen. Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas are bundled up together.
Yeah, they're pretty close in the timeline.
Yep. So this one's going to be way the fuck up there, right next to the Great War.
Because it's like 25 years later, isn't it?
Yep. It was supposed to be the Control Vault, in which, it opens up 20 years after the Great War and then starts rebuilding the planet. Which, I mean, it also gives them enough room to where, anything that we try to do can be destroyed before the Fallout games begin. So nothing is concrete. And
it's kind of like the Knights of Old Republic games that they did in the Star Wars universe took place like 15,000 years before the actual Star Wars movies.
And then they can just sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like one of those things. None of that's going to exist. It doesn't matter. Whoop, there you go.
Yep, that's pretty much, that's kind of what I get from it.
I don't know how I feel about a multiplayer Fallout in that respect. Like, multiplayer as in I can invite my friends to, come and play with me. That's fine. But I think multiplayer, like, an Ark situation, I don't know about that now. Especially considering that I don't want it to be like Ark, which is if you don't start at the beginning, then there's no point in you trying to join in.
If they do a PvE element to it, versus if they do the PvE, PvP, I would be more interested in it like Ark is. Where you
PvE,
can go...
definitely.
You go into a PvE, and then you don't have to worry about the PvP possibility of whatever. If it's like Ark PvP is, no. I'm not a fan of that either. Like, if that's the only option that they have for it, no. Just because it's like... I'd want to build in that world, and I'd want to spend time with my friends in that world and explore and do things like that and meet new people and know that I'm not going to get attacked by meeting new people other than whatever's indigenous, if you will, after 20 years after a Fallout. I guess giant cockroaches is the only option
rad roaches
at that point.
Giant rad roaches. But yeah, I'm interested. I can't wait to see what they're going to bring to E3 and show off.
Well, we're going to see. I want to be optimistic about it, but everybody has, like, everything that I keep seeing about it is very, something that turns me off of it. So I'm trying to hold out hope. I'm trying to hold out for E3 and hear about it, and hopefully it'll be a lot of nice stuff, but I'm really afraid that it's just going to be like, and here's a bunch of garbage that you didn't ask for.
Could be. I don't know. But to be fair, I think, was it Fallout 4? No. Yeah, it was Fallout 4 that you didn't want to play originally.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I saw the Fallout 4 trailer and I was like, I'm
Fallout
there.
3.
Yeah, Fallout 3 she never went play. There was one game though that she's a fan of. No way, because she never played the Fallout games before that.
She didn't want to play Fallout 3 because of how dark and the coloration.
But there was a game that you were at and you were not optimistic about, and you ended up enjoying the game, and I cannot remember what it was.
Probably Andromeda. Because I was like,
it wasn't that one because none of us were optimistic about that one.
No.
No, it was one where I was like, I would wait until see. I was like,
I don't care about it, and then I played it and really liked it.
Yeah.
I know there's been a couple of them. I know
Saints Row might be, well, maybe. Saints Row I had played like the first one, and then 3 was around, and I was like, well, the first one was garbage, but I'll try it out anyway, and liked it, obviously.
I think Final Fantasy 15 was also in that category where you wanted to play it, but you were not entirely sold on the Final Fantasy universe.
Yeah. That might be one as well.
You like the boy band, but you weren't entirely sold on the.
Screw you, buddy.
Don't start with me. That's why you want to play
truth.
that game. You're like the main characters are so pretty. I want to play it.
Okay, but that's not fair. That is all of the Final Fantasy games. The main characters in every single Final Fantasy game are very pretty. It is the Final Fantasy trope that they just be pretty. So that.
Well, and to be fair, the closest she had played in that style of play, the closest thing that she had played was Kingdom Hearts, where she was like
that game was
the
garbage.
color of her hair the entire time. That game was garbage.
Oh wow, you just got rid of our entire fan base.
It wasn't
Nobody
garbage,
is
but it was
going
definitely
to listen
not
to us
my
anymore.
cup of tea. I know everybody's excited about Kingdom Hearts 3 though. Like that shit needs to come out for everybody that's waiting on it, because I think people are gonna start dying of over anticipation.
I've been watching a lot of people play the new HD versions or whatever of them.
What is it, like 2.7 or something?
I don't know. They're I don't know.
They're
I
doing
just
the
clicked
same
on it
thing
just
with
to
that
watch.
they do with Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2, where they just keep re-releasing it.
Yeah, over and over again. That's all right. Chicken will still buy them.
I know.
Over and over again.
Oh yeah, trust me. You find a certain game in which you will buy it over and over again just because. Like I think the first time I played it, I put, like,
I'm waiting for Halo on Windows.
One day, keep dreaming.
When
keep dreaming.
2 and 3, and whether y'all like it or not, 4 and 5 make it to. I'm there.
4 and 5, 4 maybe, 5 no, 6 no. Like after what they did, the whole shenanigans with 4, just they don't know what they want. They don't know what we want. That's a better way to put it.
I can agree with that.
Yep.
What else you got? What else do you want to talk about?
Well, speaking of Halo and whatnot, Bungie moves to reassure fans after securing $100 million for their new game. So Destiny 3.
Yep.
So why would they have to reassure people?
It's because not Destiny 3. It is the company that gave him the stuff is basically it's a Chinese company giving them $100 million. But they bought into the company. That's the big part that you got to look at. They actually bought shares into the company. They own a percentage of the company now.
It's small.
Yeah, but they still own it. So they're a shareholder. But my thought process is because this particular company deals with stuff exclusively, I think, for China, like the Chinese version of certain games.
Yeah.
That I think they're making something for the Chinese people, and I think it's not going to really have anything to do with anything we'll see, but we'll see. I mean, it's always a possibility.
I think it is because right now they hold on to Blizzard's games like World of Warcraft, StarCraft 2, and Overwatch. Like they're the ones that kind of invest into that for the Chinese part of it, and I mean,
right. Destiny's not over there at all, right?
As far as I know right now, no. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I have no idea.
But it is a possibility they make a Chinese Destiny. If you
exactly.
Will.
So I mean,
and maybe they'll just keep them on. I mean, you've got enough gamers over there. What is it, 500 million gamers or some ridiculous amount over there?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. That's weird though, because aren't they still partnered with Activision?
Yes. Wait.
Yes.
Yes. Why wouldn't they be?
I don't know.
That's how they're on the Blizzard launcher.
Yeah, I know, but then I find that weird because it's like your boss, and then you can have somebody else buy into you and have a new boss.
Let me tell you, you're talking about a company that is called Blizzard Activision. And
Activision Blizzard.
Activision Blizzard, sorry. They said that one the wrong way.
It's like AB.
Yeah, you got Activision Blizzard, okay, as the main company.
Big dogs.
Right? And the head has no idea what the ass is doing. It doesn't have a clue. If you think about it in any way whatsoever, it's Blizzard goes, okay, here's what we're doing. Activision goes, here's what we're doing. And it's like they have no idea what they're doing towards each other. And then it's just like Activision coming over to Blizzard going, hey, we're going to put it on Battle.net, okay?
Yeah, I think Blizzard's letting a little too much poop slide into their client. I mean, I'm just saying.
I think what they're eventually trying to do, and I don't like that they're doing it to something we love, but I understand it from a business standpoint. What I think they're doing is they're creating a client to compete with somebody like Steam eventually being, and eventually being able to do that. I just don't like the fact that they're doing it. I don't.
I agree with that. I do see them trying to create a client, do that, but I think they're creating a client for their specific game.
Yeah, it'll only
more like Origin then.
Yeah, like Call of Duty. I don't know if you could buy it on Steam, but it's like, oh, if you want to buy it, you come over here to Battle.net, where we have a bunch of Blizzard free games that you can play, and like, because when you download the Battle.net, it has all the games on there already.
Well, because you can't get Destiny on anything except Battle.net or on PC.
Exactly. So
I would guess they're going to try to do the same thing. Yes.
Yeah, they're going to fit their games into their client and kind of try to keep everybody over here, because if someone buys Destiny, oh, there are these other games on here. Oh, they're free. I'll just download that one and download that one and download that one.
Where my respect will completely end for Blizzard in any way whatsoever is if this coming year, or at the end of the part of the year when they have their BlizzCon, if there is any game that is Activision at that particular thing. That is where I lose respect. But I think they would have such an outcry by everyone that is a huge Blizzard fan.
I would hope
just
so.
Don't see them.
I
don't see people doing it.
I think they did announce at BlizzCon that Destiny 2 was joining the Battle.net family.
They did. They might have done that.
Yeah, I think they may just announce, like, so-and-so is coming to Battle.net, and then that's where they leave it. I don't think they go into it unless it's... Because they are very serious about their family of games. Like, they've got their convention center with their game. Like, every game has their own special area to where you can go and kind of see that community. So I'd be very fucking shocked to see if they let Activision have their own seat at the table, so to say.
When it comes to games, one of the biggest game that's out there right now has to be Fortnite. We talked about it earlier, the hundreds of millions of dollars that they'll put in. And now it looks like Fortnite is heading to the Nintendo Switch.
Where is it not going to be? Like, that's not a...
Well, I mean, it's on mobile games. I don't see why it wouldn't have been to the Switch before it hit mobile.
Dude, you're going to be able to play that fucking thing on your goddamn refrigerator at some point. Your smart fridge, I'll just play around in Fortnite. Oh, I'm grabbing a drink. Oh, shit, I just want to play a game real quick. Yeah, there we go. Oh,
build.
Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's going to be
Fortnite is everywhere. They're going to come out with smart toilets so that you can play while sitting down. Epic Games
that's too much.
Smart
too
toilets.
much. It's too much. Although it's on your phone, so people are probably already playing while pooping.
Exactly.
That's a good point. And when you get on the Switch, it doesn't matter anyway. Now you got controllers and doing it.
People, self-control, okay? You're going to the bathroom. Focus.
The worst part about this is when I head to somewhere like PAX West, E3, you head to one of those and you head into a bathroom and you hear like the sounds from Fortnite coming from the stall next to you while you're trying to.
You got to cheer him on too. Like lean over the top and go, "You can do it, man. You can do it."
How many's left, dude? How many's left?
Oh my god!
Oh wow! Let's not do that ever.
Well, on the same topic as Epic Games,
I was worried where that was going for a second.
I wasn't. I knew where he was going.
Yeah, I have no idea where she thought I was going.
I thought we were going to talk about more games in the bathroom. Keep going.
No. The former Sony CEO and Epic Games have teamed up to fund PC First Indie Project, which this makes my heart I don't know, happy. I'm very happy to see a company like that investing into the PC indie market. It's incredible. They will be investing between $1 million and $5 million in each project, and they will target 2 to 3 indie teams a year for the next 7 years. So they were planning on giving out what that's 5 times 3, 15 times 7, 30, 60, 90, like $300 million.
To do the math.
About $300 million they plan on giving out over the course of the next several years.
Forever.
7 years. Which I think is fucking awesome. And I have a strong feeling we're going to see it increase. 105 million?
Mm-hmm. 15 times 7?
Yeah.
105.
105? Okay. So not nearly enough. But, yeah.
We want you to do more. You're going to do the 300 million because we said so on the podcast.
Yeah, dude, that's 1 month of fucking profits for you. You'll be fine.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, just put all the money aside that you make this summer and give it back to the indie developers. But like I said, I think we will see a high increase of the quality of indie games coming out these next couple of years. Because getting to be invested into by a company like Epic, a small company, they do a GoFundMe, they only get $200,000, they start making their little game, Epic comes in, I like what you're doing, I want to see more, here's $5 million, let's see what you got.
$5 million, no big deal.
Then everyone's sitting in this fucking studio going, whoa, what do we do? We just got $5 million, what the fuck do we do? I'm pretty sure they'll be under like some
We've seen some of the
contracts.
fundraisers or some of the Kickstarters for actual games where they actually said that too. What do we do? Then you have games that are, still doing that after 4 years. What the hell are we doing?
Like, could you imagine what Larian Studios could have done with Divinity 2 if they would have had an extra $5 million? Holy shit.
Yeah, they didn't need it though.
Yeah, they really didn't. But I mean, could you imagine what they could have? They could have fucking tripled the size of that game. Right. Got more voice actors. Whew.
Speaking of size of games, the company Paradox, that's known for their strategy games, actually made the comment that if a game can't be played for 500 hours, we probably shouldn't be publishing it.
Which, I mean, they did City Skylines, so bam, I think I've spent probably close to that. I don't have my Steam open right now, but I'm sure it's close.
It just amazes me. Like I love that business sense because of what kind of game they create. I love that business sense. But this also creates, that thought process of those people that are playing 7 to 12 hour campaigns on a regular single player game. It's okay. Where's the replayability? That's the reason we came up with. That's the reason that we actually have the multiplayers and stuff that we do now anyways for that replayability. So if we can find a way, not the 500-hour mark by any way, but if a game company come up with having a good, solid campaign in a first-person shooter or third-person or whatever, and be able to elongate that as much as you can without it necessarily being an RPG element, you might have something. The problem is the cost. We've gone over that before. The cost on them is too high. So good job on you, Paradox, for the type of games you make, putting 500 hours in it. But
yeah, but they have the premium DLC and whatnot, premium plus DLC. And what I find amazing is that they have the game open to mods.
Yeah.
And what they do, which I think is brilliant, is they let their game open to mods, which is like cosmetic things, and you can show off your cities and things like that. But what they do for their DLCs is add new systems into the game to where you can't, like these things you can't mod because it's basically them changing out and changing what you can do with the base code. And their newest one was the zoo, and it's got nothing but positive reviews because of how incredible it is. It's like
That's
Zoo
good.
Tycoon they put in City Skylines, and it runs just like it.
That's good.
Yeah, so.
It's real good. Oh, what else we got?
Sorry, I was just looking at my time played on some of that stuff.
How many hours?
311 hours in Fallout 4.
Hell yeah. Not bad.
389 in Tropico 4.
How many in City Skylines?
183.
Oh, you're slacking.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
317 more hours to be able to get that booger to where it needs to be.
Man, I was a little surprised by the Fallout time though. 311 hours? Like I didn't realize And that's not including the time I've spent playing that game on console.
Well, it also
she sits around and she goes, I don't have time for anything.
Yeah, then I have
start adding up all
played
those.
it too.
Well, my sister played it, but she probably spent maybe 30 hours playing it. 30 to 40 hours total.
I'd probably go with 40
getting lost
hours.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I mean, even still, that means that I played almost 300 hours by myself.
Nicely done.
Plus the console versions.
Which are lame. PC Master Race.
I probably do have close to 500 hours in Fallout 4. If you counted all of my console stuff and all.
Hell yeah.
I loved it.
Speaking of great DLC and decent companies, Frostpunk, as Oak has talked about earlier, or talked about a couple shows ago, he bought it. Their DLC roadmap for 2018, they showed all the DLCs are coming out, and it's all free. All DLC.
I am a big
11-bit's
fan of
such
free
a good
DLC.
company.
Yeah, 11-bit, good shit, man. I was wondering if I should buy your game. I'm probably going to buy your game. Good business practices. You earn money. That's how you do it. I mean, I'm just one person in the sea, but hey.
It's all right. You're one person with a voice.
Yes. If I scream loud enough, everybody can hear me.
That's right.
But yeah, I think that's pretty fucking awesome. I'm not going to say they have to do things like that, but them doing it is pretty awesome. But I'd still be willing to pay at least a little bit for their DLC, because trying to keep a game like that alive and keep moving does require some money.
Money.
Oh, speaking of things like that, Dying Light has gotten its 10th DLC.
God.
Free.
That's
These motherfuckers are
crazy.
still supporting the shit out of their game.
That game was really good, though. That game was a lot of fun.
That game is a lot of fun. It's absolutely incredible.
Baka
That's
and
why
I
I bought
have a
it.
Let's Play of that together. We played together. It's on our YouTube. Go watch it. It's so fun.
I have to replay it now because I bought it on Steam and I got to run through it again. Fun.
Well, I mean, if you'll wait until I pick it up on SummerSale, we can play together. And then you can
Play with
abandon
you.
me just like Baka did. You don't want me to be better than you except for that one thing at the start?
Man, I could run through that. I could run you over in that game.
You probably could.
Especially once you get the grappling hook, you just fly through the sky.
Spider-Man.
Yep.
Shut up. What else?
What else?
What else?
Oh, we got Borderlands. It looks like it's possibly getting a PC, PS4, Xbox One re-release. I'm interested to see what ends up happening with this.
The original Borderlands, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the original.
Whether they're going to do a re-release or a remaster.
Every time I see an article about it, they use the box art for either pre-sequel or Borderlands 2. And so
Which
I'm
has
always
already
like,
had a
I'm
set.
like, what are we talking about here?
I completely agree with this top comment. The Handsome Collection should have had the first Borderlands in it from
I
the
agree,
start.
and I don't know
Agreed.
why it didn't.
I don't know. Yeah, what the fuck were they thinking? They're like, oh, well, just leave it out so that we
guess
can
they
make some
thought
money
people
later.
didn't want to play the older one because it was older or something. I don't know. I don't
understand that either. I've got it on PC, but I still don't understand.
People took everybody likes Left 4 Dead. And eventually they just took everything out of Left 4 Dead and stuck it in Left 4 Dead 2, and everybody fucking loves everything that was Left 4 Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could have done the same thing. You just take your Borderlands, put it in your Handsome Collection, and boom, everyone's got that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know. It was confusing why the first game wasn't in the set, but
yeah, really.
especially since the first game sets up the characters for the second game. I mean, not the playable characters, but the people that you're working with in the second game.
Yeah, no kidding.
You kind of need to know some of their story, but then you get to pre-sequel, and it doesn't matter anymore because that one negates some of the stuff that happened in the first game. So
yeah, it's weird. It's just,
maybe that's why they didn't.
Which is why they didn't package it with it, because
maybe
it'd be
that's why.
like,
It
what?
would be too confusing for you to have the proof from Borderlands 1 right there.
Well, I mean, because you could start no, because this would be in between, right? So you would do the original Borderlands, and then you would do pre-sequel,
Yeah.
right? And then you would do the Borderlands 2, correct? It takes place in between?
That theoretically, yes, but according to facts, no.
Okay.
That's why it's
That's what I was
confusing.
looking at. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the whole timeline thing for the Borderlands series.
Don't get me started. Or do.
It's out of
If
whack.
you want to talk to me about it, I'll talk to you about it all day.
Yeah, we've gotten into it several times, and it just does not make sense because you think you're going somewhere with it, and then you realize that didn't actually happen there. It happened before it was supposed to happen, and you're like, but wait.
Yeah, they just didn't get the timeline right. But yeah.
We're getting time travelers in this shit.
And if you want to talk to me about that, you hit me up on Discord or hit me up on Twitter, whatever. Get at me. I'll talk to you about some Borderlands.
Get at me, bro. A sad thing for me, at least, because I played Evolve.
Evolve.
It is being shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately. So if you do not have it, please get it immediately. It is on July 2nd of July.
Yeah, July 2nd,
yes.
Stage 2, the free to downplay version. Yep.
It will be gone.
Aww.
So please download it if you do not have it. Need to have it. It's a fantastic game. You will not be able to play on dedicated servers anymore, but at least you'll be able to play with your friends still.
Yeah, you'll still be able to do peer-to-peer. So
you'll be able to host games and things like that.
That'll be fun and interesting, and it'll be good for, when we do our community nights a lot of times on Sunday nights.
Yes.
To be able to go through and play that and then have bragging rights. Because a lot of times, if you think about it, we're kind of playing the same style of game. Because you got one person that's the bad guy and everybody else is trying to, So
the game is a lot of fun. Me and Baka played it quite a bit, and he loves being the monster. He's got a special spider monster that he likes to use.
Oh my god. That's why he wants me to play it with you guys so bad, is because he knows that I won't be able. I'll just do nothing but run from him and his giant spider.
You can't run. You have to chase. You got to hunt, trap him into a prison, and kill him.
He's on the run.
Maybe you have to chase and hunt. I will spend all of my time running away from him. No, thank you, giant spider.
But yeah, make sure you get it before July 2nd. Please.
It's free. Why wouldn't you get it?
Yeah. Because it takes up space.
Oh. It's not that big,
You take up space. As long as it's in your library, you're fine.
Yeah. That's true.
All you got to do is hit the download it one time. It's in your library. You're good.
Well, you guys got anything else? I have to make spaghetti. That's why I'm getting antsy, is because spaghetti is delicious.
We talked earlier about Detroit Become Human. It beat out State of Decay 2 on the UK charts.
It's so good.
It is.
I do want to play State of Decay 2.
I am this close. I'm this close. I'm also thinking about doing the Game Pass to test it out because they just released a 20 gig patch to fix the game since it's so broken.
Damn.
So I'm just, because everybody knows that I was fucking on the State of Decay fucking hype bus. I thought it was coming out last year.
Yeah.
Heard it was broken as shit on release this year, so I held off on it. But damn, do I want to play it. Oh my god, I'm also tired of seeing fucking commercials about it. Damn it.
Last one we've got on here, which this is no surprise at all. World War III is a game that's coming out, and it will feature a battle royale mode.
Surprising? No.
Surprised? No.
Nobody.
I am as surprised by this as I am about news that Fortnite is coming to another console.
Yep. Woo.
Yeah. Let me break out the confetti.
It's here for a while, folks. It's here for a while. For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we do appreciate everybody that hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at Infinite Res PC. You can always check me out as well at MDB Oaktree. Check out Grif.
At Grif Slanum.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
Also, make sure that you go to Grif's YouTube. See?
Yeah.
I'm putting her first every time now,
YouTube.
Baby. Yes. Go to her YouTube. Go on there. She's just finished Far Cry 5.
Yeah, I still have like 10 to 12 Far Cry videos to put up, so buckle up, everybody. We got a ways to go on YouTube.
Any more cow punching?
No more cow punching. I didn't have time for cow punching. I ran out of time for everything. There was only time for the main quests. No more cow punching.
Make sure you go on there and see those videos. Also, she's playing through Detroit as well.
Yeah.
Which evidently is awesome. I'm not watching those because I don't want spoilers because I will eventually play that.
If you want to see like my facial, reactions essentially to high stress situations and intense moments, I'm pretty sure there are some really, really good ones. It's one of those things where, like, you make the face, and then afterwards you realize you're on camera, and you're like, well, that's dumb and now out there. So if you want to see me look incredibly shocked and quite possibly stupid.
Come on, they see me like that almost every day.
But that's why it's different for me. This is still new.
You'll get used to people looking at you being shocked and stupid. It's like second nature now. Why you gotta be so stupid? Well, that
should be first nature to you, bruh. Come on, man.
I'm usually good. Being good and awesome is first nature.
Also, make sure that you go to Twitch as well. Go to twitch.tv/EliteChicken313 so you can check out his stream, which he streams about 4 days a week, 5 days a week, depending on the week. Yes. How his schedule is at work, basically. Make sure that you join him with those in the chat. You can also go to twitch.tv/MDB Oaktree. Usually, if he's streaming, I'm usually streaming as well, for the most part, depending on my work schedule as well. Or you can go to mixer.com/MDB Oaktree. Either way. And don't forget infiniterespawn.com. Go in there, join the forums, and hang out. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Chicken.
And
everybody's like, where Baka?
And there used to be a Baka.
Usually Baka's around. We're just all waiting for the audio cue.
All right. Well, all right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
See everybody later.